My mom literally, when I was a child, sat me down and told me, if a man ever tries to rape you, as he's entering you, you scream out at the top of your lungs that you have AIDS. That was verbatim how she said it, too. As he's entering you. And again, I was like 7, and she was telling me this shit, and I wanted to say, yo, what is AIDS? What is entering? What are you talking about? I just want to go play with my toys. Can I please go play with my toys? And that's exactly what it was with this dad in the baseball game. I was in the car with him, and he was all, we're going to see the Orioles! And he was so hyped and excited and loud that it scared me. He was just a dude being a dude about sports, but it freaked me out because I wasn't used to being around unfamiliar men. So those were the near misses, or what felt like near misses. Maybe there's something buried deep in the vault and I've blocked it out because it was so traumatic, but I've been over it, and I don't think that there is. I'd be totally honest about it if it had happened, but I'm pretty sure it didn't, except maybe if you count that time when I was 9 and my dad's girlfriend Donna kissed me with tongue in the laundry room of their apartment. Donna and my dad were together for like 15 years. I don't think they ever got married. I want to say she was a bartender because one time when I was around 4 or 5, my dad took me to meet her at the bar. Like that scene in the movie Big Daddy where Adam Sandler takes the kid to the bar and he's using the kid to hit on this cocktail waitress. It was like that. Except I was sure she was the bartender because she was behind the bar. Donna was super cool except that she was a chain smoker and a hardcore drug addict and alcoholic. She loved ginger ale too, but let's not hold that against her. When she was younger, I think she'd have been a looker, but the years had been rough. She was skinny, white, and middle-aged, but like a hard middle-aged, like skin like a deflated football, like someone had taken a chicken neck and stretched it out into a horse saddle. She was always wearing a fucked up dress and smeared lipstick. Gross colored lipstick too. You know that department store lipstick that's like not red, but it's not pink, but it's not purple, but it's kind of all three? It was like that. The easiest way to describe Donna would be to say that she looked like the crypt keeper from Tales from the Crypt, but with a Van Halen hairstyle. And I'm not even joking. At the time, my dad was living in a room he'd rented in the basement of a house across the street from a church parking lot where I used to skateboard all the time. I was in the laundry room with Donna, and I was eating Skittles. And I don't remember exactly how it happened, but she was definitely drunk, and she walked over to me, and she took some of my Skittles, and she put them in her mouth, and she said, "Hey, come here." So I walked over to her, and she leaned down, and she passed the Skittles from her mouth to my mouth, which then turned into her tongue kissing me. It was more than one Skittle. I mean, I could really taste the rainbow. And the cigarettes, and the ginger ale, and the lipstick, like all of it at the same time. I look back as an adult, and obviously it was wrong and creepy and weird, but I won't lie. As a kid, I was like, awesome, nice. Which is this weird double standard we live with where if any man does anything, it's abuse, but if it's some hot lady teacher, it's somehow not as bad, even though it is. But anyway, the kiss was all that happened. It wasn't like she grabbed my little balls or anything, So maybe that counts as sexual abuse, except that it doesn't. I mean, unless maybe it does. But either way, Donna was probably the closest I ever came, and not any of Kenny's weirdo friends. I liked Kenny, and it was fun with him having money and a van and all. But then the drinking got worse, and things got strange, and his friends got even stranger. A couple of them were Satanists or something, like actual Satanists. They said or did some wild shit to my mom and freaked her out. I remember one of them yelling, "Bitch, I'll kill you," or some shit. And then out of nowhere, Kenny and his friends weren't around anymore because Kenny had cheated on my mom with some woman from the program, and that was that. One day he was gone, and me and my mom were alone in apartment 203, and there was no more van, and no more Christmas, and no more cable, and we were back to getting tapes from the library and doing the click, click, click to try to get a decent channel on the television.